everyone, and welcome back to another video. It's Brianna Ray from BriIY, here to bring you more fun with dollar store candles. So really I've got kind of four things that I wanted to try today, which is predominantly different ways that you can decorate candles from the dollar store. So I just got this like plain short white pillar candle that I believe is still covered in plastic. Well, this smells like fresh linen, evidently. And I have a couple of things that I want to try, some of which are a little more extreme than others. But basically, they're all going to be different ways to decorate this candle. And I think I want to do, really there's four things I want to try, but I think one thing, let's just get started. The first thing I want to try is like an impressed design. So for that, I'm actually going to kind of go right next to this line I made. And I'm just going to take a ballpoint pen because I think it's pointy enough. And I'm going to kind of start carving out a little design. Nope, not even a little bit. But it's kind of where the next thing comes into play. So I've kind of carved in this design very lightly on the outside. And now I've got a series of other mediums. Acrylic paint, and more candle wax in different colors that I got from the dollar store. So I'm actually going to light all of these to kind of get this shindig started. That way I'm going to have kind of like a collection of tiny wax. No! Oh, I messed up. I thought the candles were these colors. They smell good, I guess. Okay, so I only have green and purple, turns out. That's fine. Let's light these candles so that I can get like a nice little store of melted wax that I can, in theory, paint with. Sad day. I think I'm gonna try my one method, which is with this, which is going to be acrylic. And I think acrylic's gonna be better for this one because acrylic paint will dry kind of like plastic, and then we'll be able to scrape it off, which will then reveal just the color on this imprint, even though I have some of the black from the pen. I'm also not even gonna bother dirtying like a tray for this. I'm just gonna squidge a little on my finger and just kind of rub it in. You can see how it fills in the cracks a little bit. Now I'm going to take a paper towel and just kind of wipe. I dropped it and it left a nice stain on my floor, but there's that. So I think it could use a little bit more. Okay. And then it leaves that little green in there. I might even wet this a little bit and see if that takes kind of this green stain off. The trick here, of course, is don't get into the crevices, just kind of scrape on the outside. So this does leave a little bit of residue on the candle. Nothing a little scrubbing doesn't seem to be handling. Red? Let's see if I over rub though, it totally takes everything out. Ooh. Maybe it just needs to be a little bit deeper. Let's go deeper. Look at that, so much better. This would be really great for like text or adding in like names possibly. So yeah, this worked out pretty well. It was a little finicky, did take a couple of layers, but I think once this dries, it'll look even better. And of course, maybe even like an acrylic seal over top of this would be kind of like nice, just to kind of hold it in, especially if you're solely using it for decorative purposes. But while that's drying, we're gonna move over to another side of the candle, shall we? And we're gonna try painting with the wax. All right, these have had some time to melt just a touch. Not a whole lot, but a little pool in the middle. So I'm going to kind of angle this baby on her side, and I'm going to, I don't want the light to kind of disrupt the way this looks, so do that real quick. And I'm gonna dip into this candle wax and see if I can transfer it over here. So the heat from this candle wax does appear to be melting the end of this candle a lot. Isn't necessarily a bad thing. The color payoff is not excellent either. So I'm gonna zhuzh this around. So it did make a dent originally, but since it's still kind of warm, it does fade out really nicely. So this is a great option, I think, for recoloring, if that's an issue. Now let's try purple here. See if this comes out any more noticeably. Nope. It is, yeah, it actually, I don't think it's digging in. I think it's just kind of sitting on top, which is better, I would say. But the color, and maybe this is because it is the dollar store, is not sticking. So now I wonder if I can do this technique with these guys. I don't know if it'll be safe or efficient, but I'm just gonna do something simple like a heart. You can not see that at all, as luck would have it. And now I'm gonna kind of use, I'll use the brush to kind of scoop up a bit of this and kind of layer it in there and see if when it dries, kind of stays more so. So you can see it building up, a little bit more of that color in there. And after a wipe, some of it's still in there, but it is very non-noticeable. All right, so I would say the wax painting idea, not the best. It did not really yield super obvious results like this one did. And maybe it would be with better candles, but as far as like simple, like DIY gift giving, I don't think that this is the way to go. So I'm gonna blow these candles out and move them off to the side. All right, this last one does require a heat gun or possibly a hairdryer if you don't have a heat gun. I will say that the heat gun is a total steal. I freaking love this thing. I use the hairdryer for a lot, but I believe this is always going to win. So if you happen to use hairdryers, heat guns, or anything that requires heat semi-regularly, this is so totally worth it. So what I'm gonna do now is I have one of my flattened pressed flowers from my more recent video of me pressing flowers, and I am going to kind of impress it into the side of this candle by melting just a little bit of the wax on top and then smooshing this guy in there. Got that top layer kind of down so that it sticks. You can see that it is sticking. I'm afraid of burning it a little bit, so I'm gonna go on low. I don't know what to do. She's not flat anymore. I curled it by accident. Can I like make it reflatten with heat? I just don't want to touch it with my fingers. Got this. Okay. A little bit of that action, perhaps. And heat it back down. Nope. She's running away! You see that, like, flat deformity? And the base of my flower is now totally cooked. It smells cooked, too. So, well, we've learned some stuff today. Let's talk. So today we learned that there is a way to decorate a dollar store candle relatively cheaply. And it's going to be acrylic paint, baby. And you probably don't even need to dig in. If you really wanted to just paint on top of this, I am so sure that you could. Love it. This guy got cooked, didn't quite stick as well. Now maybe if I would have tried something a little more like fully flat without like extra bits and bobs in places, like these pieces are stuck on pretty good. Or like tinier flowers perhaps, I don't know, but that simply just does not work very well. The dollar store wax does not leave enough color, and these, to be fair, weren't the darkest colors that were available there. There was like a really, really bright blue, but I just didn't grab it. I would have had a dark color to try if I would have got this one like I wanted. But yeah, I think acrylic paint might be your best bet, and it definitely this kind of dug in look. It makes it feel a little bit more permanent, and obviously if it's on the outside, then you can still burn through the majority of the candle without any big drama. So that was kind of my little experiment for today. I realized this wasn't really a finished product, but more of a kind of testing things out. It's unfortunate that the first thing was the only thing that really worked super well. But yeah, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. I do put out new videos every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I would love for you to be here for the next one. Thanks again so much, and I hope to see you then. Bye!